What's up, guys? On today's episode, we're going to be working on this beautiful 2007 Lotus Exige S owned by my friend Jonathan Adler. You guys know who he is. He's been in a ton of videos. He's a driving instructor and a finance guru. We have a really cool video about how he financed his M3. I'll put a link up over here. But on today's episode, we're going to be talking about how to prepare the car for a clear bra. So this afternoon, we're going to be putting a clear bra on it. Now, I want to go over a few steps that you can do at home before you bring it into a professional to put the clear bra on. Some things you need to think about. That and a lot more coming up on this episode of Drive and Protect. All the way in. Touch our paint on. Can hear it. Before we get started with the prep, I thought it would be fun to get a new/old car walk around from the man himself, Jonathan.
My old Lotus was a 2005 Lotus Elise, and it was an amazing car. This is a 2007 Lotus Exige S 220. So they do look visually quite different, and actually I'm hoping that the subtle differences in body and suspension setup is going to make a massive difference on the track. For example, my 2005 started off as a normally aspirated 190 horsepower car, weighed about 1,960 pounds. This is a 2,100 pound car with 220 horsepower. Now, you're thinking 30 horsepower, 100 pounds heavier, doesn't sound like a lot, but Lotus is about subtleties and nuances that make it a dramatically more satisfying car to drive. Other than the door panels, share no body part with the Elise. And the differences can be subtle, like this front end. This might look the same as an Elise, but the angle of attack, the smoothness, obviously the front splitter are quite a bit different, and that creates downforce. Middle of the car, you actually have a fixed roof versus a Targa, and actually a functional roof scoop that feeds cold air to the factory intercooler back here. Probably the single biggest difference between the two cars, of course, is the rear section. A hand-laid fiberglass, some say slightly wider, but far more aerodynamic setup with an actual functional rear spoiler. Another difference in the Exige body are these fixed scoops. The driver's side is for the engine intake, this side for cool air to the engine compartment. Now, something the previous owner did, which I'm not exactly sure why, is affix a number of these GoPro mounts around the body of the car. Not the greatest thing in the world, and something we're going to be working on today. Also, great looking numbers, but they're going to come off and my usual numbers are going to go on. Now, another thing that attracted me to this car in particular was how the original owner spec'd it out. All Exiges come with these more aggressive seats with holes for seat belts, but this original owner spec'd out a car without the luxury package. So no leather, no extra sound deadening, no extra carpeting, which is for a track car is what you want, but most importantly are the cloth seats. You've never seen a race car with a leather interior. Too slippery, these cloth seats are going to be fantastic. Also, this car was spec'd out with a track package and a sport package. So it's got a fixed harness bar, it's got the upgraded suspension, which has been upgraded further, twin oil coolers, and a bunch of other mods that I was really happy with.
As a track rat and a certified instructor, the Lotus is clearly a great choice for him for performance and value, but it definitely needs a full clear bra to protect it from the abuse it'll soon see. As we pull the car outside, remember, this process can be done by you prior to getting your bra installed by a pro to ensure his job is that much better and easier. Yes, your car may get a little bit dirty on the way to the shop, but I encourage you to do it if you can. For step one, use your Brute wheel soap and wheel cleaning tools to first get the wheels back into shape. No sense in cleaning, polishing, and braing the entire car while having dirty wheels. Rinse, then use Plum, wheel woolies, wheel brush, wash mitt, rinse again, and then move on. Next, thoroughly rinse down the paint, but instead of using foam paint soap as you normally would, instead use Brute wheel soap on the paint for a stronger but safe cleaning. Wash the car in the normal top-down method, but clean out all the edges with a soft bristle interior brush to dislodge any trapped dirt that may not have been removed with a standard wash. If hidden dirt remains, the sticky clear bra will pick it up and cause it to show through as a pimple under the bra, so a thorough wash here is imperative. Afterwards, rinse the paint again to wash away the lifted dirt. All right, guys, so we cleaned the car. There's basically not a whole lot of dirt going on here, but what we need to do is clay it. Now, a lot of you are familiar with clay. You know, we're not gonna go over how to clay. I'm gonna show you why this technique works. But basically, when you put clear bra over paint, if you have little things sticking up, think of them like little whiskers on your face here, it's not going to lay down flat. It's pretty obvious. So what we need to do is clay it. But the trick I'm going to show you is Plum wheel cleaner. This sodium thioglycolate is what's in here. Now it's the same kind of thing that you see where iron, you can put it on there and it basically turns the iron
purple. Same thing with your wheels. You can actually do it on the paint as well. Typically when you know, especially a sports car like this, it throws off a lot of brake dust because high heat and the speed and all that kind of stuff. So what I do is I put a few squirts basically along the lower rocker and let that sit for a few seconds, maybe 30 seconds, 40 seconds. I use Brute. We're still using Brute. We're not using foam. And then I'm going to clay it with the Plum. So there's kind of multi-uses. Obviously, we focus on the wheels with Plum, but there's marketing purposes where people, you know, sell other things that, you know, you can do the whole entire car. So I'll do this on the front of the car. But basically, you want to clay, take soap. You don't really need clay lube. And notice how I didn't dry the car either. So after we washed it, I didn't dry it. Came out here, put a little bit of Plum. Helps kind of chew up, just like the brakes, chew up that iron. And we take clay bar. The way clay works, as you guys all know, it works on friction, not pressure. So I'm not putting a lot of pressure down, but I'm moving it very quickly. I don't know if you can hear that. I'll pull the camera in a second, but I can hear it like crazy. I don't know if I'm gonna put my microphone close. It is picking up all kinds of junk. And that's basically what's gonna cause, or one of the big reasons the clear bras don't stick all the way. There's multiple reasons. One, the edges aren't done right, but if you're, wow, this is really dirty. If the car is not perfectly flat, meaning the paint, excuse me, isn't perfectly flat, it's not gonna lay flat, and you're gonna see all these little bumps under the clear bra. So you can do this at home. I know a lot of you are saying, well, hey, why am I doing this? I'm paying a guy. Well, because you're anal retentive and you're watching this video, you're probably gonna do it to make sure that it's perfect. Now, you're gonna drive to the shop, I would imagine, and when you drive to the shop, you're gonna get it a little bit dirty. That's my bad knee. You're gonna get it a little bit dirty, but who cares? It's gonna be 90% better, so, and you're basically helping the detailer out too, so I guess this is somewhat self-serving as well.
During the final rinse after clay, double check your work by wiping your hand across the paint to feel for anything you may have missed. If something is missed, clay it again, or we'll see it during the bra application and need to pick it off the sticky backing, which is not something we want to do frequently. Next, dry the paint, but don't use hydrate, as we're going to polish the paint after we remove the stickers anyways, so don't waste the product for no reason. After you put the car inside, make sure to use compressed air in the tight spots to further squeeze out the remaining contaminants. Notice how the water is a bit dirty here? The air gets to the places your mitt and your brush simply can't reach. Before we can prepare the paint, I first remove anything we don't want permanently on the car, which in this case are the previous owner's numbers and the random GoPro mounts on the paint. To do this safely, slowly heat up the glue on the stickers so that it has less tension on the paint as it's being pulled off. This will help minimize pulling the paint off with the sticker, which is a reoccurring nightmare I have weekly. Then I use a plastic razor blade to lift the edge of the sticker just enough to start peeling it off. Otherwise, we tend to do more damage with our fingernail as we claw and claw away at the edge of it. After the sticker is removed, there always seems to be some remaining glue outlining the numbers. In this case, use Goo Gone and a microfiber towel to gently remove most, if not all, of the residue. We'll come back to this issue later. Next is removing the sacrilegious placement of the fixed mount GoPro on the paint. To do this, we need to heat up the glue underneath the plastic mount. Then take fishing line or dental floss, but in this case, dental floss wouldn't have worked because it was so hard, and run the line behind the plastic piece and use a saw-like motion back and forth to safely separate the plastic from the adhesive. Once the soft, gummy adhesive is exposed, it's fairly easy to heat up and peel it away without damaging the paint, which is a plus for the GoPro mounted adhesives. Use Goo Gone once again to remove the remaining glue, then I repeated the same process on the driver's side door and the roof as well. At the same time, I gave Jonathan the tedious task of removing a ton of tiny stickers on the rear wing before a proper polish and clear bra.
All right, I want to make a quick point. We just took off these numbers here, and if you can see, and it's really hard to do it on camera because it's a light car, and what we're talking about is a very subtle difference, but in person, believe me, when you peel off the sticker like we did, we used heat, we took our time, we didn't peel the paint, that's the number one goal. You can use Goo Gone, but there's gonna be a little bit of residue behind. I can easily get that off with a microfiber cutting pad. We've shot a bunch of videos on that, but I'm gonna do that here. The reason I hopped on camera real quick is if you do not polish this out, what's going to happen is just like anything else, like you see on service trucks or police cars, and they put the badge here, the rest of the car gets mangled, but when they pull the badge off or the sticker off, it looks perfect behind here. We have a little bit of that going on. Now, if this was a darker colored car, I'd pull the camera in and you'd be like, oh yeah, where the sticker was is clean, and then the space in between is bad, and where the sticker was is clean, that sort of thing. I'm seeing that when I look into the light. I'll try to do it on camera, but it's impossible. the point of the story is I now have to polish this out because, again, we're doing the entire clear bra. I believe you'll subtly see it. Someone like Jonathan or crazy people like us watching this, if you look at an angle with the clear bra on, you're gonna see a little bit of light, dark, a little bit of light. You're gonna basically see the outline of the numbers, which is make you crazy after a while. So the point of the story is once you take numbers off, once I took this GoPro thing off, you have to basically start, give the car a little bit of a facelift, which is what we're gonna do now, polish it.
Before I start polishing any car, I like to raise the paint up just a little bit on my quick jacks. Lower cars, especially a Lotus like this one, will kill my back by the end of the day, and it helps a ton with installing a clear bra as well. I'm using the Rupes 21 with a Meguiar's microfiber cutting pad and M100. Be sure to prime the pad properly to ensure every fiber is coated in your particular compound. Keep in mind that the cutting pad's fibers will pick up any leftover glue residue, which is a good thing, but I don't like to use that pad again on non-glue residue areas. So what do I mean by that? What I mean is you need to look at your pad after the use in that particular area and decide if you need to switch to a fresh pad on a non-glue spot, meaning the hood or the trunk or something that didn't have stickers, because that leftover glue residue may actually cause the pad to scour the fresh paint in some cases, similar to normal residue when the clear coat comes off, fills up the pad, and then scours the paint again. It's that same kind of concept. Afterwards, I primed a yellow Rupes foam pad with M205 evenly and quickly polished my compounding marks away. After my test panel was completed, I repeated these steps on the rest of the car. Some rare cars, including this Lotus, allow you to easily remove exterior panels. These are held in by spring-loaded screws that are quick and effortless to remove. Clearly, don't remove panels unless your car is designed for it. As you can see here, even after a thorough cleaning, dirt still remains that needs to be cleaned before installing the bra. Even if your panels don't come off like most cars, use your finger, plastic tool, or credit card wrapped in a microfiber towel to clean out every tight spot you can find. Next, touch up any nicks on the paint, otherwise you'll see them under the bra forever, which is super annoying. With the heat on high in my shop, the touch-up was ready for clear bra in about an hour or so. As Jonathan removed the side scoops, I saw something I'd never seen in 18 years of detailing.
All right, guys, we've been polishing this car for 6-7 hours now, and it's looking spectacular. As you can see, these are some of the pieces that can come off the car, polishing them and clear bragging them in a little bit. But like anything else, there's a little bit of a catch. So these right here are the side scoops. Now this is the passenger side, and this is the driver's side. Now I just did this one, and I'll show you in a minute. But basically what we found out is when this was on the side of the car, from the factory, there was a clear bra that ran along this edge right here. You follow me? So when it was there, protected from the leading edge of basically the front wheel kicking things up. Pretty basic. But what happened is because this is a race car and Jonathan's a second or third owner, it got clipped in the back and it had to be repainted. Okay, it's a race car, we got it. But what happened was, here's the interesting part, this leading edge was left on, the clear bra was left on the car and then repainted. So I've been doing this a long time, I've never seen that in my entire life. So what happens is it created a ridge here. So obviously we have to pull that off because we're clear braing the entire car. That didn't make any sense. We had to pull off the front factory and all the other things that were on the lower rocker. This is just going along with it. But as I started pulling it off, I'm saying, well, first of all, it's a slightly different color, but there's a ridge, and it's not a glue ridge. It's a ridge from the paint. If you think about it, if this is the clear bra and then you paint it, you're building up paint on this side, but not on the clear bra side. Obviously, you peel it off, and sure enough, there's a ridge here. So what I'm going to do is I have these Mirka pads, which are amazing. You can use them dry or wet. I got them from Kevin Brown. You guys know KB. Go to www.kevinbrown.com. You can do that too, but I don't know if you'll find them. Buffdaddy.com, and that's where I get all this stuff. So what I'm going to do is hit this edge with 1,000, 2,000, and 3,000, and basically just blend and kind of. Right now, that edge is just a mountain. So I'm going to curve that, cut it down just a little bit. Again, we're playing with some, with some non-metal pieces. So, and it's an edge. You got to be very careful. And it's been repainted. So that's strike 3 in my book of I could go through it really quick. So my meters, my flags are up right now. I go, ooh, be careful. So basically, I'm going to do 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. Knock that edge down, polish it out. Microfiber cutting pad, M100. And call it a day. And at the end of the day, it'll look like this. I'll pull the camera in a little bit. Can you see that? it looks better, right? It's not gonna pop out and catch your eye, and that's exactly what we're trying to do. But you can see there's a color difference. I'll pull the camera in here again. Do you see that? A little bit of a color difference, and that's just, I'm not gonna be able to change the color with polishing, obviously, but it looks much smoother. And this is the top of the driver's side, so you're gonna see this. So that's why I wanted to kind of take this down, and then once we put a clear bra over, it's gonna look spectacular. So anyways, that's what's going on over here.
After that fiasco was figured out, we were ready to install Expel Ultimate Paint Protection on the entire car. For a step-by-step tutorial of how to install a clear bra properly on my Porsche 964, click the link above. Afterwards, we reinstalled the removable pieces and applied 2 coats of Ammo Reflex on the top of the bra, and then 2 coats of Ammo Skin on the top of Reflex. Remember, this is a weekend warrior track car, so having skin on the paint will make bugs and rubber removal a breeze. Once again, for my rubber removal tricks, click on the link above to watch the full episode.
Well guys, we finished and the car looks absolutely stunning. We clear bra'd the entire thing and now it's ready for the track. Now, let's recap a little bit here. The purpose of this particular video is to explain to you, hey, what are the steps that I do to put on a clear bra? Now, the steps of going through the clear bra application, I have a ton of videos. I'll put some links up here and you can watch that if you really want to get nerdy. But I wanted to show you a little bit of behind the scenes of the washing and cleaning, stuff that you can do at home. Now, the other thing I was thinking, a lot of you may be thinking, okay, I'm going to a clear bra guy and I'm paying X amount of dollars. I'm not doing all this stuff. Fair enough, I get it. That makes sense. But I know a bunch of you are OCD like me and want to go through these little steps like blowing out with the air and using your brush to kind of, you're basically trying to coax out a lot of the stuff that normally wouldn't come out with a full or a crazy wash. You kind of want to get in there.
So your computer volume didn't just die, but my microphone did. Now at this point in the video, it was 2 or 3 a.m. and I was completely exhausted and ready for bed. And I guess my batteries were too. Either way, the moral of the story is this. Despite you maybe not being a pro clear bra installer, you can still take ownership for preparing the car the best you can before you get to the shop. It can help the overall longevity and beauty of the bra. And for what it's worth, I think it gives you the satisfaction of being involved with the process and hopefully a better understanding and appreciation for proper clear bra preparation. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I am going to bed now. See you next time.